Hello guys, you are probably thinking that the title is too good to be true. There is no trick to winning stakes at the Jewel Arena. Now that may be true, but there is a system you can use that has been proven that can increase your chances of winning every time you go. It is called the Martingale betting system, based around the amount you bet. And if you haven't got a max main to stake with, it's no problem, you can just rent one, which is what I do whenever I want to go to the Jewel Arena. It's 1 mil per hour, the place I use is called Rent-A-Staker. Sometimes I'll be on there for a few hours, it'll cost me about 3 mil, I'll make 300 mil, so I'm not really fussed about that. It is just so much easier renting an account than it is to grind for months on end, so I'll put the details to that place I use here. They have a few accounts, but sometimes it is busy, and you do have to be patient and wait to use one, but all it takes is one little tiny stake and you've paid for renting the account. Here we have the Martingale method. However, let's pretend that $1 here is 1.07, so we can relate. And have you ever seen someone who has just lost a 10 mil stake say, fuck this, I'm doubling up, I'm going to do a 20 mil, and then they lose again, they're like, I'm going to do a 40 mil. Well, they don't realize it, but they're actually following the Martingale system. Maybe you've done that too. So the key is with this, if you follow it for long enough, effectively your percent chance of losing should be so low that you should always make a profit. However, this can be very catastrophic because if you get to your 10th bet, you are literally betting a huge amount just for the sake of a $1 profit. You are chasing what your initial bet is. So the important thing with the Martingale is the initial bet that you choose to do. Okay, there is a difference between the odds of winning something and the probability of it happening a number of times. There is a famous clip, I forget who by, but he picks up a coin which has heads or tails on, and he flips it 15 times. Now there's a 50% chance of either heads or tails, but he says, I'm going to make it land on heads 15 times, and what does it do? It lands on heads 15 times. The probability of that happening over and over on a 50% chance, either heads or tails, is much slimmer. You can try it yourselves, than it landing on tails at some point in time within them 15 spins. And then he announces after the video, he's like, I have just spent 13 hours or something like that recording this video to try and make it land on heads that many times in a row, which is the same thing I'm getting at here. If you go to the Jewel Arena and you stake on a max main, you have got 50% chance of winning that stake. There is no question. But then if you start writing down your wins and losses, technically speaking, it's like if you go to a roulette table and you see the past 1,000 spins on the roulette, there will be a percent that is very close between the black or red. It is just basically how it works, the probability. I mean, the probability of, say, you go into a casino, they've rolled 100 times and it's all being black every single time, very slim. So you can apply this to the Jewel Arena. So let's talk figures here. If you go with 1 mil, let's say some of you guys have got a 10 mil bank on old school. So if you go there with 1 mil and you lose, you do a 2 mil, you double up basically. If you win that 2 mil, you have bet, well, if you win that 2 mil, you get 4 mil back, right? And you have total bet 3 mil. So it's cost you 3 mil, you get 4 mil back. Let's say you do it again, you bet 1 mil, you lose, you bet 2 mil, you lose, you bet 4 mil, you lose, you bet 8 mil, okay, you get your win. You still make 1 mil, because if you add up all the amount you've bet, it is 15. Okay, is that correct? Yeah, it's 15. So if you do that over and over, you should win at the Jewel Arena every single time. Judging, let's say, now, if your bankroll is about 2.07, which I'm guessing is very few people, maybe Michael RS still has 2 bill or has made over 2 bill now, but if he goes to the Jewel Arena and he does that double up method and he loses 10 in a row, he's pretty much busted, because that final stake was meant to make him the 1. It was meant to be a bill stake, but he's gonna only win the 1, okay? Now, look at the triple up method. This is a bit crazy, and I would only ever do this if I wanted to split my cash. I've done it before where, like, let's say I've got 99 mil. I'll split it into 3 amounts. It's a little bit different to that, but I'll bet 33 mil a time. And if I win, I'll then split the cash stack into 3. So I am 3 bets away from getting clean completely. Look, you can play around with systems all day. This is the Martingale. I hope I've explained it to you. Remember as well, I'll put the links to Rent-A-Staker below. So you can rent a staker for 1.07. Usually, I use it for more than an hour, but sometimes I'll go there and no joke, I can make like 50 mil and I'll just be like, I'm leaving here. But you have to leave a deposit because the tentacle whip on there, someone could just go on, take the tentacle whip off, make profit. It makes sense of that. So if you guys need a max main to stake, it's only a click away pretty much, and it's easy to do. That's what I do as well. I remember being stuck at one point. I was like, man, I need a decent RuneScape account. Maybe they need to start loaning PK accounts too. They would be good fun. Imagine being able to loan like a max Zerka for a day. Oh man, that would be pretty awesome, wouldn't it? But the reason stakers are so popular more so is because the money you can make from them. You can literally, even if you're, let's say one of you guys are a level 60 out there, you can take your 5 mil bank and you can loan a max main for 1 mil. It could be the best 1 mil you've ever spent. And then you'll turn that 4 mil you've got on your account. When you stake it up, you can make 20 mil. And then you're level 60 with 20 mil. You see how the possibilities are endless? Just because you don't have the account doesn't mean it's not accessible. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this, guys. Some interesting thoughts for sure. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye for now.